I can cut that off. Welcome to the Great Taste of the Midwest in-person ticket sales conversation with Greg Tazuku. Did I say that right? Well, he's going to tell me in a second once he get here. He's saying no, y'all. So I will reckon with that once he comes up here. But this is going to be the special that we talk about the in-person ticket sales on Sunday, May 3rd, which is at the day of recording, approximately 2 weeks. So if y'all want any extra information for this while we are talking, you will be able to get that in the banner here at thegreattaste.org/tickets. You will also, if you're watching this on some kind of screen or on YouTube or something like that at home, that QR code up here leads you right to where that URL there. So you can do both things. That there, you will find all the information for the Great Taste of the Midwest tickets in sales, person sales. I think the QR code here, let me see here. The QR code is a little bit obstructing that right now. So here you can see the in-person ticket sales on May 3rd, 2026. This is what we will be talking about in this segment of the program. The locations, it says listed below, but we're about to go through every location and talk in detail what every location is up to and where you can go in proximity. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my friend Greg T so that I don't butcher his name yet again. I obviously got I can get his first name right because, that should be not easy. That should be easy part, right? Greg, I got Greg, but go ahead.
That's all right. It's not, yeah. So Tatusco is how I
Tatusco.
usually pronounce it, but it's okay.
It's okay, even though I've known this man for over a decade, y'all. But
yeah,
we will move along. I've been to this man's house. We're good friends, but we'll leave that aside and we'll get to why we're here. So, Greg, while we're here is this, my friend. And that is, the old date. The new date is August 8th, right? 2026.
That is correct.
And that is the URL is up there. It's at the bottom. It's at the QR code, y'all. So we have no problem getting more information or more detailed information if Greg and I miss something, and we'll probably miss something. We're only human, y'all. But at the same time, we're going to cover everything, cover the most that we can. So, Greg, I don't know if you want to start with the obvious answers before we get to the locations that you can buy your tickets. How much are tickets, and what is that process going to look at most locations, if not all?
Yeah. So right here we have our pricing on the website. So yeah. So general admission tickets are still $70. You'll be limited to purchasing 2 tickets, and then when purchasing your tickets, you are also have the ability to purchase a designated driver ticket. And I know there's several people that they have a DD for their group, Great Taste, and usually with that, there's like sodas and other craft, non-alcoholic beverages available for the DD folks. So yeah, and then for payment, cash is always king. We've been doing cash payments since the inception, but more recently, in the last few years, we've been doing card payments. So this year we'll be doing. Last year, I believe we did PayPal, and I believe we're sticking with PayPal this year as well. So you'll be able. So if you don't have your cash, you can pay by card. Just letting you know there will be a processing fee with card payments.
All right, and furthermore, Greg and I will not be talking about this, but there's 2 other ways to get Great Taste tickets outside of the day of, which is May 3rd. If you're out of town or you're not able to, you have obligations that Sunday, there is the lottery that starts the day of that Doug and I talked about, or we'll talk about here in this program. And there is the secondhand market that Doug and I talked about and we'll talk about in this program or in another Jason Badger Beer Report program. So there are 3 ways. Greg and I are here just to talk about the one way, which is in-person sales at each individual location, and we will start alphabetically at the place that's on my shirt, South Madison's own Delta Beer Lab.
Yeah, so Delta will be back there. It's been we've been there for trying to remember exactly how many years now, but Yeah, great location. They're going to have 14 beers on tap. The line for that one starts at 6 a.m. on Sunday. Wristbanding will then start at 7 a.m. on Sunday. And then, as with all locations, ticket sales will begin promptly at noon. There are 600 tickets available at that location, a bigger location. They're going to have the first 70 people that show up will actually be shown. They'll be lining up with inside the brewery, so they kind of loop around the tap room through the brewery, which is kind of cool. They're going to have, I believe, last year they had LT's Aloha Wagon food truck, which will be returning this year. I think it was a pretty big hit. And really excited. And then they'll be open. Their tap room will be open as soon as wristbanding starts at 7.
Yeah, and last year I met you there, and there was a really nice, robust crew there, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's I think Delta, along with all of our locations, there's people that that's where their crews go, right? And people set up, people are you can bring your own food. People bring their own chairs. They kind of set up, camp out for the morning, and there's people playing different card games, also board games, all sorts of activities going on that people kind of do. So it's pretty exciting.
It really is exciting. And so I'm seeing food here. I'm seeing every the tickets noon. Hopefully it's a great day for that. But Delta's been nice about in the past, I think, about whether if inclement weather has come in, they have done what they can to help the folks that are doing that. So we usually have good weather, don't we? Isn't it in our history for this?
Yeah, for weather, sometimes. I mean, I know this is my second year in charge of ticket sales, but I have been selling tickets prior. I remember, some years it's been really warm. Some years it's been really kind of chilly and cooler there in the morning. I remember one year we've had a little bit of a sprinkling of rain. So yeah, with the weather, we don't know, but yeah, again, our locations, they're good people, and we'll figure out, and we have our people on site too. We'll figure out something if weather gets a little odd.
Yes, and amen. And while we're talking about good people, our next destination is Giant Jones Brewing Company on in East Madison, on East Main Street, actually, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So Giant Jones, they are going to be forming their line at 7, with wristbanding starting at 8, which is kind of what everyone else is kind of does as well. And they'll have 400 tickets. Things of note there: they're going to have 16 Giant Jones beers on tap. There's going to be live music with some live jazz music starting around 10 with that. And then they're going to have food available from their neighbor right around the corner, the Delicious here. So that's really exciting. So definitely, if you're into those bigger beers, you might want to check out Giant Jones that day.
Yeah, and also, if you're ready for some morning jazz, that'll be a good place starting at 10 a.m. So looking forward. I enjoyed the music last year, and then they have as y'all know, if y'all familiar with Giant Jones, they have a tiny, a tiny intimate tap room, but they definitely put out they extend it to outside, so they have kind of a little mini beer garden going for their bigger events. So that'll be in play from what I know on Great Taste Day. Cool. And that leads me to the only place alphabetically, of course, but the only place offering camping this year, right, Greg?
Yeah, so yeah, K4 will be our sole camping location. And for those that have been going there for years, I have camped out there a few times in the past too before doing ticket sales. So hello to my fellow campers.
Yep.
It's a pretty amazing time there. Yeah, so for them, they'll be starting the line formation around 1 p.m. on Saturday. And then the wristbanding will take place 8 a.m. on Sunday. Another large site will have 600 tickets. Since they're going to be doing some camping, their tap room is going to remain open till bar time. Another fellow Greg will be maintaining that, which is pretty awesome. And then eventually they'll probably, whenever that bar time is, they'll then reopen at 8 a.m. and they're going to have 16 K4 and Ale Asylum beers on tap. And I have been told that they're going to be putting together a special beer for a ticket sale release. So I'm really excited for that. Definitely, and then they're going to have food available as well that morning as well, starting at 8:30. And definitely keep with all of our locations. Take a look at their socials and also our social. Great Taste Midwest. I think it's the SM service mark on the socials. Because K4 probably be putting out their event because I'm sure they'll be doing something on Saturday. I know last year they did like a beer Olympics type of thing, and I believe they have something on deck for this year too.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, as someone who has literally slept over yourself, what and since K4 has not addressed this yet, but they will because they usually do it in a grand way, if that makes sense. Can you give folks a quickly idea about how that time goes and what kind of things go on Saturday? Because we pretty much know what's going to happen on Sunday because that kind of mirrors everything that goes on with the rest of the breweries, right? But Saturday, the rest of the breweries don't have anything like K4 had, and I know last year not only did they have a bottle share, they had almost like they had food out there and people brought food. It was kind of a potluck thing. So I don't know if you want to address some of the things that we could expect from Carbon 4, but we all have to wait to see on their socials what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people show up. I know that I have friends that go and they kind of definitely make it a bottle share party. But a lot of people do show up and kind of have their own little, like a little bottle share because which is totally fine. People bring food. Again, people are camping out, so people usually put up a little table, kind of in the grassy area, as you kind of see there along the highway there, which is kind of fun to see from the road. And yeah, I mean, people do. That's what makes ticket sale weekend great. It's not just the fabulous locations we go to, but it's the people as well. I mean, the people that come, that a lot of people always look forward to this day every year. Whether it's camping out or just doing some just waiting in line on Sunday morning. People are really they get their group of friends together and they really make it a special time, and it gets them really hyped up for the amazing Great Taste. So yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then there's all those things generally that we love as beer people, whether it be bags and Stein holding competitions and things like that. So they really, fill that time, that Saturday evening time with really good things. And of course, all of the Carbon 4 and most of the Ale Asylum beers that we come to love. And I don't know if y'all know this, they're releasing a new Ale Asylum beer under that name, meaning it never has debuted it has never been a part of the offerings from Ale Asylum, even from when it was Ale Asylum was a separate entity. So they're still doing things crafting wise over at the Ale Asylum people, even though it's a different thing. So maybe you can ask for that on Sunday. Maybe it's going to be there. I'm not sure about those details, but they, again, that will be all available. And of course, while people can bring in their own food and stuff, we encourage and we need for people to support Carbon 4 in the process. And we are all, from what I know, I've never heard anything. I hear that we are really good at that as far as supporting that system, and especially since they're the only one who's doing the camping, Greg. And if you enjoy the camping, then that's a great time to show your appreciation, is to camp out and to make sure that you grab as many of the Ale Asylum beers as you can on top of what is allowed to be brought. So
absolutely.
All right. On that note, I love that I just do this. Great. So then we're going to come back closer to the east side of Madison. with one of the newer venues, right, Greg?
Yeah, Starkweather. This will be theirs. I think last year was their first year, so this will be their second year. Absolutely. So as with everyone, line forms at 7, wristbanding at 8, tickets at noon. They're going to have 400 tickets. They're going to have 12 beers on tap, 12 of their beers. And I know that their head brewer, Peter Schroeder, will be brewing a very special release beer specifically for ticket sales. So really, really excited about that. And they'll have food available as well. And now they're going to be featuring a breakfast burrito. So for that.
Yeah, and I'll while we're here, I'll speak to the tachos and the wings. There are top notch. So I believe last year they had breakfast tachos, which are tater tacha. And then I'm pretty sure they put eggs on it and bacon, and it was just I didn't have it because I was just running around trying to eat at all the places, Greg. And I just didn't get there for that. But I'm pretty I know that their wings and their tachos are top notch on top of the award-winning beer that Peter makes. Not that the rest of these brewers aren't award winning because they all are, but Peter definitely is in that area, even for probably the youngest brewery too that is on this list. Not only the youngest to the great taste, but the youngest just period. I think Starkweather is 5 years old now, 4. So yeah, Starkweather is east side of Madison, y'all. And I think this is pretty much one of the straightforward ones, if that makes sense. And good times. For parking, y'all. There's adjacent streets there. Because it's probably one of our most parking challenged places, and we'll get to another one here soon. But be diligent, y'all, because again, every time I go to Starkweather, I can almost find one really close on the side streets, like right next there. Because that street's a busy street with only a few places to park. And I think Starkweather's parking spots are going to be limited by the line. And and I think they got a little patio going too. So that'll be ready. So just don't get discouraged if you drive by there and you don't see any parking. Again, dip into those side streets, y'all, and you'll be able to find something that's a good work. And again, we're going to be drinking beer and eating tachos, right? So if you drive a little further and park a little further and walk in, you get your steps in. So there's that. In a place where you not necessarily have to get your steps in is Vintage Brewing on Whitney Way that has plenty of parking, right, Greg?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yep. So gonna be back at Vintage. So I know for many years we did camping there. Made a decision, just not gonna do camping there anymore. So it'll just be in person on Sunday. So like I said, line will start at 7. Wristbanding at 8, sales at noon. We'll still have 600 tickets there. They'll have food available around 10. They might have the most tap lines of everybody, so they have about 30 tap lines. So definitely a place to go if you're definitely rather thirsty on Sunday while waiting. They definitely have a nice little preview for preparing for the great taste for sure.
Absolutely, and I think the big the big mark here is again, Greg asked it, but we should say it again. They're not camping there this year, right? So if y'all camped there last year, which there were a few people for sure, I saw them. Y'all just need to note that it's not going to happen, and you can just travel to Carbon 4 if you're really if you really would like to keep that experience going on. But other than that, yes, and so here's where I'll mention. As of course, y'all know, if y'all watching this, y'all know that Vintage is a full service restaurant. So they will be offering, I'm pretty sure, full service, or they had a buffet. So there's enough food there. I don't know if I don't remember if they had, and Greg, maybe you can speak to this. I don't know if they had the menu available like that early, but they definitely had the full buffet with pretty much anything you wanted, the sweet stuff. They had bacon, right? So isn't that all you need for breakfast? Sorry for you pork adverse folks, but for us pork loving folks, you have bacon. You pretty much set it up. But it was really, really nice, right, Greg?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what Mike's planning on for food, but I just know that he mentioned that they're going to be doing food this year. So
okay, yep. And as a full service restaurant, again, that's a place that you can maybe dip in, have a meal while after you get banded, and you can just chill in that manner. And of course, tip your servers. Very very generous for being not only open but available to us at that hour. So then moving along to our last venue, and we're back to East Madison.
Yeah, working draft. So we've been working draft for a few years now. So again, they're going to be very similar to everyone else. Lines at 7, we're spending at 8. Sales at noon. They'll have 300 tickets. They're going to have taco truck there like last year. I believe they'll have breakfast tacos again, and then other tacos as well. And they'll have 16 beers. And a really special one is, so they're doing a all weekend long kind of Star Wars weekend starting on Saturday going through Monday. And I know that there will be a special Star Wars themed beer. I believe it is going to be a Berliner Weiss, and that it's going to be a Jedi versus Sith type of ordeal with that, with Woodruff syrup for your light side users to make a green lightsaber, and then raspberry syrup for the more Sithy of you folk for a red lightsaber, and potentially a third color, a very very Windu-esque color, potentially. I heard that they're still working on making a violet syrup, but there might be some Mace Windu fans who are excited as well. So we'll see about that. But I know for sure they'll be doing Woodruff and raspberry, which is kind of exciting
and fun. And if y'all remember last year, the ticket sales landed on May the 4th, so they really went hard that year. And they're like, look, we don't care that it's not May the 4th. It's the 3rd, and we're going to do it. And we're going to do our May the 4th on 3rd. So respect to that. Respect to the whole process as far as stay, as the kids say, Greg. I don't know if I'm old enough, but I still got to go standing on business as far as the Star Wars. So that's a fun. So if y'all are Star Wars adverse, you might want to walk over to for some jazz at at Giant Jones. But the Star Wars lovers, this is your place. And of course, Clint's beers are top notch, and so we don't really have to belabor that point at all, because if you know working draft, you know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, great loggers, absolutely. And it's their anniversary party the week prior, so there might be still some fun anniversaries. Their 8-bit anniversary is the weekend right before ticket sales, so there might still be some of the 8-bit anniversary beers on tap, given if they still have any availability, because I'm sure they'll be busy with that. So.
Amen. And I would like to say that here's another one that's somewhat parking adverse. So again, do your due diligence. Make sure you park in a space that's not towable. And also, you can do a little hunting there. That street that they're on has really a lot of spots. It's just busy there, right? And then, there's some of that all streets, and then a block off is Williamson Street. I always get that wrong, right? That's Williamson Street, right? And that's a busy Mecca on the east side there with all the shops and the different things there. So it can be challenging, y'all. So please just make sure that you park in a good spot, as and good spot meaning not a tow spot. So but there's available parking, but working drafts parking spot itself, or parking spaces, it looks like there's only 6 or something like that. And then a lot of times especially on special events like this, it's either cordoned off, or it's taken by the employees who need to have that access, right? So with that being said, Greg, is there anything else you think we missed about on the day ticket sales on May 3rd, Sunday, May 3rd?
Yeah, no, I think you covered it all pretty well, Greg. Yeah, just really excited. I will be on site at all the locations, not at once. I don't have those abilities, but I will. Yeah, I will definitely be driving around, checking on everybody. So I'll probably look almost exactly like this. So if you see, a rather suave individual like myself with Greg on the shirt, make sure to say hi and say, "Oh, hey, I saw you on Badger Beer Report with your fellow Greg who doesn't know how to say your last name."
So. Amen. And also keep the last name part. And then if you see me, bug me about not getting my friend's name right after umpteen years. And I can't even
Oh, yeah.
blame age, which I generally do, but it ain't about age because I don't know if I said it right. I only say it right when a man tells me to say it right, like literally every time. He's been through this. So that's why he's as gracious as he appears here, y'all, about it. And I love him for that. So with that being said, Greg, thank you. We will see you on the ground that day. We will probably maybe see you over at Carbon 4 on Saturday too. So there will be plenty of times to meet Greg. And if you have any problems, concerns, questions, we have people at every location. And by we, I mean the club that puts on the Great Taste. Is that correct, Greg?
Yeah. So each location we have we call him like a site captain, and then there's usually a few other people. And generally, with all of our ticket volunteers, we ask them to either wear their, most of them are team leads that do other activities for the Great Taste as well. So sometimes they'll be wearing their shirts with their name on it, but if not, they might be wearing some nice, Great Taste merch, old, throwback T-shirts or something like that. So yeah, if you see someone that looks like someone to ask question to, go ahead and go with that. Or if you're not sure, you can always talk to the staff there. They know all of our folks too, and they'll point you in the right direction. Especially if you arrive and you're not really sure, hey, where's the end of the line? Oh, I need to get a wristband. Just ask around, and also don't feel dissuaded from talking to your fellow line folks, and ask them, hey, who gave you a wristband? Who do I talk to? Ask them. Or also, despite if this is a first time for you and you haven't really done in person, or maybe your group can't all make it this year, feel free to talk to other people in line. There's a lot of like-minded individuals, and really a lot of our locations are just filled with such amazing people, and we have such an amazing community. So strike up a good conversation, maybe make some new friends, and maybe people that you'll get to see on that special Saturday on August 8th as well.
Mm-hmm. Because those wonderful, if y'all have ever been to a Great Taste, because those wonderful people that you meet adjacently, and that wonderful, warm, fun, loving vibe that the Great Taste emanates every year starts at the ticket sale. So it's the same people buying those tickets that offer that wonderful, warm vibe that you get. If you've been to the Great Taste, you know what I'm talking about, where you could just really approach almost anybody to ask them, hey, where'd you get that beer that's green? Or hey, anything. So we're just an open community. That will be the Great Taste community. And yes, Greg Greg stole my thunder, because I was going to say, hey, I'm not afraid to be like, hey, what's going on, to talk to, because I feel that y'all my people, even if I don't know your name, and I'll probably mispronounce it if we become friends forever. But it doesn't matter. Y'all know my intentions are good. Because I'm there, I think is mostly it. And Greg, I will let you have the final word on this. I wanted to thank you for being available to the Badger Beer Report, because a lot of Great Taste people, a lot of folks watch. The Great Taste is the biggest. It's the biggest beer event in Wisconsin. Just period. Respect to the rest of them. I mean, numbers wise, it just is, right. So obviously, people who follow Badger Beer Report are going to know about the Great Taste, and if they don't, we're going to ask you why. And if they don't, if they don't, then at least this is their opening to it, so that we could be as welcoming as we can as the Madison's Homebrewer and Tasters Guild. So thank you, Greg, and you get the last word here, and we'll see y'all on May 3rd. We'll definitely see you on August 8th.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Greg, for having me. Thank you all for watching. And a reminder, for any information, look at the ticker at the bottom there, greattaste.org/tickets, or click on the QR code that is right up there. So thanks.